So, have you ever heard any murder cases happen inside a car? With me, Sasa, your favorite host in 888 Criminal Show. So, there is actually cases happen which involve dead body and a car. And today, in 888 Criminal Show, we are going to reveal more deeper about the cases. So, with me right now, Inspector Ong from Royal Malaysian Police. So, Inspector Ong, can you tell us more about what is this case all about?
Actually, okay, so far this is a murder case from the College 17 UPM Sedang, and a girl had been reported missing for 2 days ago, and in this early morning we found out a blood stain on her car, so we found out a dead body inside the bonnet. So we have confirmed it's the girl who had missing for 2 days already.
Then what is the physical appearance of the dead body?
Okay, the murder is a young Chinese girl, and we have confirmed that it's a resident belongs to the College 17 UPM.
And the condition of the dead body when the team first found out?
The so far investigator have been found out they have some bruises on the right hand and some in the left shoulder. And the most important, we found a marking on the left side of the neck.
What kind of mark?
We suspect it may be a bit of injection site. Maybe the victim had been injected something else.
Okay, that's very cruel.
Yes.
And now, what kind of evidence have the team found so far?
So far they have found out some small traces like the blood stain, cord fiber, and the most important, they found out a string in the surrounding area in the crime scene.
Okay, that's quite a lot, and it's quite impressive for the team to find out the evidence at this fast. Okay, with me right now, Miss Ashikin from the Forensic Laboratory, and she is a forensic scientist who has experience for 10 years working in this path, in this field, and I believe that she has gone a lot of experience while doing her job, and I believe you have maybe encountered some of bizarre samples, right?
Yeah.
From your 10 years, so what's a good experience you have. And okay, I have a few questions. From my understanding, from what I have read, I believe that the sample from a crime scene are being brought here and being processed here, and it will undergo a process called as DNA fingerprinting. And can you briefly explain to the viewers what is actually DNA fingerprinting?
Yeah, sure. Actually, DNA fingerprinting is a molecular technique which it collect the genetic information about a person to assist in parenting testing, crimes, and forensic investigation. According to Alex Jeffrey, who is discovered the DNA fingerprinting in 1984, he realized that highly DNA can be used for personal information or identification. And those sequences create a unique pattern which differ even among our close relatives. And the role of DNA fingerprinting is basically to help in resolve the crime, which include the murder case, sex assaults, and drug trafficking, abandoned children, and many other crimes activities. And to perform DNA fingerprinting, we need biological samples such as bumper swab, saliva, blood, hair, and other tissues from our body. And basically, we can take from the fluid comes from the victim's body.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, there are a few type of method that can be used in DNA fingerprinting, right?
Yeah.
Can you please explain about it?
Yeah, sure. DNA fingerprinting has different types of method, such as RFLP, which we also known as restriction fragment length polymorphism. The second one is PCR, which we call as polymerase chain reaction, and the other one is STR, short tandem repeat, which is most commonly used in our country, Malaysia. Okay, I will explain one by one about these three methods. Restriction fragment length polymorphism (RFLP) is a method that analyzes the length of the strand of DNA molecules with repeating base pair patterns. DNA sequence polymorphism show various migration profiles from wild-type fragments patterns. When DNA is purified, digested with restriction fragments and separated by using electrophoresis. After that, to extract a DNA fingerprint, a Salton blot is performed and the DNA is analyzed via a radioactive probe. The restriction fragment length polymorphism analysis is used to detect the repeated sequence by determining a specific pattern in the variable number tandem repeats, also known as VNTR, which becomes the person DNA fingerprinting. For the second method, which is polymerase chain reaction, which this method uses to amplifies the DNA molecules using a smaller sample. This method is useful in forensic because it can identify the DNA fingerprinting in criminal matters by using a little amount of DNA. Then the DNA sample will be undergoes amplification to make multiple copies of the DNA fragment. And the difference there are difference between PCR and RFLP, which is PCR is not discriminating as the RFLP.
Oh, really?
Okay, the third one is short tandem repeat, which commonly used in Malaysia. And this method is the system most widely used to form DNA fingerprinting. The system is based on the feature of PCR, as it utilizes specific area that has short sequential repeat DNA. Then the STR can also be determined how many times base pair repeated themselves on a particular location on a strand of DNA. The benefit in this method is DNA comparison can match the possible into almost endless range. I hope you can understand what the information that I give you.
Yes, I understand. Okay, with me right now, Miss Nabila, who also happened to be one of the forensic scientists in this laboratory, and she also is a colleague to Miss Ashikin. And if I'm not mistaken, you have been working here for like 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And also I have a few questions to ask to you. Okay, like just now, Miss Ashikin has explained briefly on what is DNA fingerprinting and everything, right? So, the question for you is, can I know in DNA fingerprinting what is the application can be used in forensic science?
Oh, actually, DNA fingerprinting is commonly used in the investigation case, such as any crime or anything that related to identification of an individual. And the sample can be obtained from any piece from the living things, such as the blood, semen, or saliva. And we as the scientists will analyze the DNA by using the most important component, which is microsatellite. Which is the microsatellite have the crucial information of individual. Then from that, the police will search for the victims or the criminal. From we can see the differences in the DNA.
Okay, next I would like to ask some general questions to you. Can you share to the viewers on your opinion of advantages and challenges of having a DNA database in Malaysia?
Okay, the advantages of using DNA database is because DNA can be applied to any human sample that have nuclei such as saliva, urine, blood, and hair. And the DNA test itself is very sensitive, so we can detect the DNA in a short time. And for the DNA itself, it is hard and can resist the degeneration. So even if the DNA is contaminated, we can still use it because it's still hard. And the ability of the DNA help us to narrow down the investigation for the police especially, so that we can have the individual or the criminal information from the DNA. Okay, other than solving crimes and for the investigation, the DNA also used in detecting or predicting the illness, especially for the people who have cancer. They use it to detect from the gene. And DNA also help in finding the background of family. For example, if someone's searching for the family, parents or siblings, they use DNA to match the DNA with their family members. This is all the advantages.
Okay, then what will be the challenges?
For the challenges, I would say that DNA is very costly. For the equipment, the method, the steps, we use the reagent, everything is very costly, and it need more people with the proper technique. And then the most dangerous thing is the data abuse. It is because DNA hold information about the person or individual. If it leak, it's very harmful for the person. Then other than that, the challenge is also the standardization of the rules. It's because every country have different database or different rules. So we have a problem in standardizing among the country. This is very widely used of the DNA.
This one question is a general question. In Malaysia, is there any law enforcement to keep the DNA profile of a person who has been arrested or convicted of certain crimes? But before, can you explain a bit what is actually DNA profile?
Actually, DNA profile is also considered as a DNA fingerprinting, and it's the process to identify individual characteristics. Different individuals have their own DNA. With this, we can find the suspect. And then, with your question regarding the enforcement law, yes, they have this law in Malaysia, and DNA Identification Act of 2009 actually was provided for established forensic DNA data bank Malaysia. This act is to allow the database to keep the DNA profile of any suspect or convicted in any crime with the purpose of the human identification in relation of the forensic investigation.
Oh, really?